Don't get your collective panties in a bunch. Jay and I are back. We're back, baby, with the RZW SmackDown, this time of the Week 11 edition, to remind you all yet again how much better, of course, we specifically, but also the Nomad division is at fantasy football than the rest of you slobs. Case in point, the heralded Nomad division went 4-1 this week versus the Stinky Vagina division. Yes, 4-1. That's what we went. Oh yeah. All right, Jay, let's get right to the recaps of last week with your 18-point smackdown of one said Hamburglar.
Well, inflatable Elvis. If you listen, Hamburglar, if you can pull your head out from underneath the buffet's sneeze guard long enough, you probably know that I whooped your ass this week. And this is just as I and anybody else with a shred of common sense predicted. So I hope you're not really surprised, but just don't feel too bad, Hamburglar, because you still have multiple In-N-Out burgers near you, and I don't. So you got that going for you, which is nice.
It is nice because the In-N-Out burger is fucking fantastic.
Well, it's good comfort food for Scott this week.
It is. It's cozy on up to a
double animal style. Actually, Scott's probably going for a 4x4.
4x4. Yeah. Well, Jay, my championship team showed its resilience again this week by still scoring the third highest points of the week, a whopping 130.9 points, and of course winning versus my year is over, with Stafford, my Stafford, your Stafford even more so, scoring a lowly, and I again say lowly, 7.2.
It was embarrassing.
It really was. And with Golden Tate, because of said Stafford, only scoring a measly 6.9, 69, Delj, don't get excited. And Travis Kelce scoring even less than a 69, scoring a 6.7. And my DST scoring a mere 2 points, but still, I still won. I still did the championship team. Thank you. Thank you. Again, Jamal Charles, Jordy, my man, Nelson, Demarius, my second man, Thomas, and Jeremy Hill. Thank you. Thank you again. Ryan, on the other hand, was disappointed by virtually everyone in his roster minus Brandon Marshall putting up a disappointing number for him. But it's being disappointed is relative, Jay. Especially when you're Ryan, you become accustomed to the fact of being let down by your fantasy football team, as he was this week against the champ.
Yeah, well, that'll happen against the people's champion.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I don't know what. I swear to God, you're HGH in the fruit baskets. Tell you, this guy has no shame, folks. He will do whatever it takes to win.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. So, speaking of whatever it takes, titties abounded this week again, with the predicted shellacking that the Whore Island Ocelots put on Robbie Gould in the fifth.
Robbie Gould in the fifth.
Robbie Gould in the fifth, to the tune of 145.6 to 89.2. Didn't even break 90.
Drubbing.
Buddy. Bad news. So, listen, the only ones that showed up for Eric this week were his contingency of Broncos, C.J. Anderson and Peyton Manning, who both put in just under 20 points this week, which is low for Peyton Manning, but I'd say pretty good for C.J. Anderson. But then Eric promptly dropped C.J. Anderson, the starting running back for one of the most powerful offenses in the NFL.
Just dropped him.
Peyton Manning, who is known as the running back maker, you dropped the running back. Eric, again, this is why we call you a rookie.
Rookie
So,
move.
yes, very much so. And then not only that, but the people's champion fucking goes ahead and picks him up. That's just great. Just fucking great. Just great. That's all we needed. So anyway, listen, the Jimmer on the other hand, he put up the highest point total of the week with the likes of Mark Butt Fumble Sanchez, Calvin Benjamin, and Emmanuel I Just Got Hurt Sanders all putting up over 20 points, and a few others in the mid to high teens. So hey, Jimmer, way to represent the old Nomad division. Thumbs up, buddy.
Nomad division. Nice job out of you, big fella. All right, next we have the lone loss of the week by the Nomad division. As I remind you, we went 4-1, but that one was Brother Dave. Brother Dave.
Clark, you son of a bitch.
Clark, really, freaking plug your shit in, get it to light up, have your wife find the switch if you've watched the movie. Losing to the Pink Sparkler, who now sits atop the Stinky Vagina division at 7-4. Brother Dave, Scotty didn't do you any favors. Pink Sparkler did you a big favor by losing this week. So Pink Sparkler won in this one on the G-strings, the collective G-strings of Russell Wilson, Eddie Lacy, and Randall Cobb, accounting for over 60% of his total points, which was actually kind of a mere 122.1 points. I mean, shit, my team averages 160 plus, but oh well, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Pink Sparkler still won.
Win's a win.
Win's a win. Brother Dave, on the other hand, was let down by everyone on his team other than his almighty keeper of Alshon Jeffrey, who put up a whopping 30.5 points, which more than doubled any other point total on his roster. Any other guy, he more than doubled it. It's hard to win when that's the case, Jay. It's hard to win.
It is hard to win, and it is a pity that you had to lose to a Vagina division opponent. But this will happen. This will happen. But hey, we're going to talk about something that nobody's coming. I don't care if you were Nostradamus or a freaking prophet. I don't care. The champion got to win, Rob. Yes, you did hear me correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the champion got to win, and is now 2-9 on the season. Hey,
nice job. Standing ovation. Nice job out of you, buddy. Nice job on your second win of the season.
Hey, that is a giant step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's like, hey, this week the Raiders got to win. The Lions were able to retain our sole ownership of 0-16. So
nice job out of you, Lions.
We're standing strong there. Standing strong. So back to the champions win here. Le'Veon Bell and Macklin both had huge days for Raj, helping Team Trainwreck to reach 123.3 points to get the win over AJ Unchained, who only had his namesake AJ Green and Andrew Luck show up this week, which would explain his meager 119.8 points. So in the end, Raj gets the win here, but barely squeaked her out. But hey, again, cheers. You done good this week, buddy. You done good.
Yeah, JR team shit. 123.3 points on their bench.
On my bench.
Yeah, but like you said, a win's a win. And points are clearly all that matters going into the last couple weeks here of the regular season. All right, well, let's move on to this week's all-important Week 12 matchups. And we'll, of course, start with mine. Because, again, you got to start with the champion, Mr. Couch. He approves of this message.
He looks like he's shaking his head, actually.
In the affirmative component, yes. This matchup actually means absolutely nothing to the champ, to me, as I've already locked up the number 1 seed, the first round playoff bye, and the money for the most points of the regular season. But how can I not get up for the champion?
Don't you mean get it up, Rob?
Get it up for the champion. Yes. That's what I meant.
Rob's got a fantasy boner, guys.
Indeed I do. That's for another show at another time. However, the champions win, or more likely loss this week, also means nothing for Raj, as he cannot, I say again, cannot get into the playoffs via his record, clearly, because he only has fucking 2 wins, for Christ's sakes. But he does have an outside chance. I mean, it might be like way in left field, but it's still there mathematically for securing the last spot in the playoffs by scoring points, and a lot of points he would need to do the next 2 weeks and getting in that way. Now, Deldre knows, of course, Jay, what it's like to get into the playoffs with a losing record. Now, don't you? Don't you, Deldre? Don't you, Mr. Pink Sparkler?
He not only knows what it's like to get into the playoffs with a losing record, he knows what it's like to actually win a championship with a losing record. Yeah, right there.
He does. And I don't know if you can see this at home, but we've got Mr. Deldre Carr here at a record of 6-7. Now, granted, that's not 2 and whatever. That's 6-7. So it's barely under 500. But still, there's hope. There is hope. The champ has already dropped 32.9 points on the champion this week with Jamal Charles and Travis Kelce playing last Thursday night. But again, it's not about a win or loss this week for the champion. It's all about the points.
All about the points. Show me the money. Show me the money. Well, there will be no titties this weekend. Sorry, gentlemen, there will be no titties flopping. Because the Rockpile's in-house surgeon, Dr. Forte, is going to perform a mastectomy on the whores of Whore Island this week. Listen, I'm sorry, Jimmer. I love you, brother. But this is some playoff-affecting shit right here. So no fucking mercy will be shown. None. Mercy is not in the cards this week. Now, we already have a 2 couch shot bet on this game, and that's all fine and fun. That's fun. That's fucking great. I say we raise the stakes a little bit here, Jimmer. How about this? How about the loser of this game has to stand on the busiest corner of the nearest town, city, whatever, in a dress, holding up a sign that says, "I am a terrible fantasy football coach, and I have a small penis." So,
wow.
Tim, you can let me know if you would like to make this bet. We can, converse over Facebook about the particulars, and bring it on, bitch. Bring it on.
Wow, that is a ballsy move because according to the projections, the Whore Island Ocelots of Jimmer's team is projected to win by almost 30 points this week. So Jim, you've got no reason to say no to this, my friend. No reason whatsoever. And again, as the Jimmer mentioned on Facebook, he will be in town, back from Malaysia, visiting Denver and myself in a couple weeks here. So I will be here to witness such if he were to lose here on the intersection of some sort of major Denver highway and or
no.
street.
I've got a better idea. No. All right, Jim. Since you're going to be in Denver, this is obviously going to be over a weekend where there might be a football game there.
Yes, very much.
Jim has to go to the game in a dress with a sign that says, "I am a terrible fantasy football coach." Yeah, that'd be it.
Well, one way or the other, whether it's the game, I don't know if they're in town that week, or whether or not it's a busy intersection, but I will be here to monitor his side if that were to transpire. But wow, talk about raising the bar.
Yeah, and if I have to do it, you got to understand, I'm going to be doing it in 1.5 feet of snow in 20-degree weather, so.
Well, you can go to the Beltline and some sort of intersection. I know where you live.
Beltline in 28? Yeah, no. I was going to go to Cedar Springs, man.
I bet you were. All right.
2 cars will pass.
We'll see what the Jimmer has to say about this bet. Wow, that's a first. Nice job out of you. All right, well, neither Cruise Control nor My Year Is Over can get into the playoffs via record. So this game is all about the points. Both teams are projected for at least 130 points or more, so they better hope that actually occurs. Now, I will say Ryan has picked up Latavius Murray this week, and he is sure wishing he played him on Thursday night yesterday, because he dropped 29.2 points, including a 90-yard rushing touchdown in like one half before he got
that 90-yard
concussed.
rushing touchdown was probably 20 of those 32 points.
It really was. He had 2 touchdowns. One of them was for a 90-yard rush. Then he got concussed. He missed like half the game. He still scored damn near 30 points. Of course, on his bench, which, granted, that's where all of us would have had him. But needless to say, Cruise Control, Brother Dave, Mrs. Ryan, you need to score some points this week to try to get into the playoffs. That's just the bottom line.
Bottom fucking line. The bottom fucking line. I tell you what. So, listen. One of the most important matchups of the week we have is the 2 ladies atop the Vagina Division. Yes, that's right. The inflatable Elvis, the Hamburglar, is playing Pink Sparkler this week. And, they're going to be titty twisting each other off the first round bye in their division. That's what's going to be happening. It's mine. Given that Deldre has a game lead on the Hamburglar, this is a must-win for Elvis to have a chance at the coveted first round bye. The projections have them both scoring a bunch of points this week, separated by less than 10, so this should be a close one. But really, it does boil down to a little bitch fest. Bitch fest.
Pitching their man boobs, clearly. It really might come down to how much meatloaf the Hamburglar eats prior to the game. Who knows?
Well, he might use some noxious gases to incapacitate Deldre.
Could be. Could very well be. All right, the last matchup of the week, if that's what you want to call it, is AJ Unchained, Bradius, versus Robbie Gold in the 5th. And Robbie Gold is all but out of playoff contention, as he has no shot in getting in the playoffs based on points, because it's pretty low. And it's extremely unlikely, very unlikely, that he gets in via record. That being the case, this is all about how many points AJ Unchained can put up this week. Brad, even though he's only 3-8, he has the highest points as of this moment in time of the group that is fighting for the 6th spot, which is the final playoff division spot. So even though Brad is 3-8 at the bottom of the Vagina Division, he actually has the most points for those of which there's like 4 or 5 teams fighting for that 6th spot. He is at the top of that list, believe it or not. So he needs to score a lot of points this week, Jay.
I'll tell you what. Drama, that's what we have. This is suspense-filled. This is as good as it gets, guys. As good as it fucking gets.
It really is. Well, that's it for this week, ladies. Good luck, and as always, keep sucking. We
football,
out.
Fantasy, football, fantasy.
Like an end zone that ends in a waterfall.
A shower that showers you in tiny footballs.
It's a football fantasy like no other.
Like having a best friend that's your quarterback brother. Fantasy, football, fantasy, football, fantasy. If you like football, then you like fantasy.